This is the iPad Pro 12.9 inch 4th generation. Hey guys, so this is one of my favorite pieces of tech that I own, that I use every single day, and I just want to talk about it. Welcome to Tech Tuesday. All right, so let's get the boring stuff out of the way, and what I mean by that is the specs. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on this side of the screen some drone footage, and on this side of the screen some specs. All right, so the 4th generation iPad has an A12 Bionic chip in it. It's the precursor to the Apple's M1 chip, M2 chip, and M3 chip that you may have heard about. It's like the bigger chips now. It has 6 gigs of RAM. You could get it in 128 gig, 256 gig, 512 gig, or 1 terabyte of space inside of it. It has a 12.9 inch with 264 ppi, so not as good as like a Kindle, but it's still very, very good. The screen quality is beautiful. Anyways, getting on, it's 1.5 pounds. It's got Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.0, so it's not like the newest 6E or the 5.3 stuff, but you know, this device is a little bit older now, coming out in 2020. It's going in 2024 right now. The newest iPad Pro just came out a little bit ago, a couple of weeks ago, back in December, the 6th generation. And I'm just saying, if you want the newest of the new, there's that. But we're talking about this beautiful device that I use all the time. And that is my tech specs for the day. If you would like to have more specs, go ahead and check out the description down below. It's going to send you to the Apple link or whatever. It's not my link, it's just a link so you guys can check it out. All right, so now that we're done with that, this is my iPad. I usually keep it in the Magic Keyboard case type dealio here. If you go ahead and fold it out, it's kind of like a laptop, which is nifty. Not the point. Point is, this Magic Keyboard, it's good for like the 3rd generation, 4th generation, 5th generation, and the 6th generation. I don't know if the 6th generation needs a new iPad case or not, or a Magic Keyboard. You might want to check that out. But it is wonderful. It is super expensive. I bought this open box from Best Buy when I first bought this because I did not want to spend the full price, but it's super expensive, but it's worth it. I really do recommend it. Not the point. Point is, I got all these crumbs on it. So here is the device. This is what I want to talk about. So we have the back. All right, so free hugs, y'all. This is the back of the device. On the back, we have these little 3 pins. I don't know if this camera will stop focusing on me and get over there. There are 3 pins right here. That's how you connect to different accessories and to the case itself, or again, my Magic Keyboard. Up at the top, we have the camera bump, which is back then, this was new, this squarish design for Apple products, but we have a 12 megapixel wide and a 10 megapixel normal camera. They're not super great. I'll go ahead and show you a photo here and a video. So this is the video of the wide angle. What's up? It's a camera. This is the video from the 10 megapixel. It looks fine, I think. I don't know. I'm actually not looking at it because it's a fucking iPad and it's backwards right now. Also, here's some photos. One other cool thing about this is it has a LiDAR on it, LiDAR little scanner, which means that you can take precise measurements with like a measuring app. You can also like take cool 3D models of stuff. So that's pretty nifty. But as far as the back, there is like an antenna here. I guess this is for Wi-Fi and stuff. But other than the back, there's nothing special. There is an Apple logo on the bottom of these stickers. Going around to the side, there's nothing on this right side of the device except for the volume, duh. And then the power's up on the top. There are 4 speakers, each in their 4 corners, and then a USB 3 point whatever. It's not that super fast charging. I think it only gets up to like 22. I'll go ahead and fix that if it's not, but I think it's only 22 fast charging. I don't have any specs for like how fast it charges because I just like charge it overnight and then it's charged in the morning and then I just don't use it for a few days. I use the device, but I don't charge it because it just holds onto a battery for like 10 plus hours of like screen use. Whatever, not the point. And then on the front, I have a paper-like screen protector. So when I had my Apple Pencil, I don't know where it is. I lost it. It's probably in my room somewhere. I have no freaking clue. It's probably in that little crease, you know, between like the wall and your bed. Not the point. It's probably there. But on the same side as the volume, you do have the charger, so you just connect it, and there you go. Yeah, so that's the overview of this beautiful device. Front. There's also the front camera. You can do Face ID, all that fun stuff up there. I'll go ahead and send you or show you a picture of that now. So this is the video on the front display camera right here. It's actually really awkward. I wish it was up here because like if I'm looking at the screen, like if I was doing a Zoom call, right? I'm not looking over here. I'm looking right here. It's just gonna be like boom. So like even when it's sideways, right? And talking to you, like at least this is probably a little bit better, but like I don't know. As you can see, the cameras on this thing are cameras. They work. The technology is crazy. Think about it. 100 years ago, you're talking about a device that looks this crazy. 100 years ago, that would be magic. This should be magic, dude. Cameras, photos, crazy. Do you have many photos of your grandparents? I don't, from when they were younger, and my grandparents were born like the 30s and 40s. So imagine back in the 20s, 100 years ago, this thing would literally be magic. All right, guys, so this is my review of this device. What can you do? Want it? Everything on a tablet. What are you fucking talking about? You can draw on it with the magic pencil. You can go ahead and, hook it in here and use it as a dang laptop. Be like, type it, type it, type, 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 type. You can type books. You need a typing thing, you can type books all over it. You want to go web search, you can do that too. Netflix, duh. You know what's really cool about this thing is that when it sits like this, again, it looks like a little laptop, but it's super thin of a keyboard. And this is pretty freaking thin. You want to talk about thin? This is my Samsung Fold, and it is literally almost as thin as that is. Like, what are we talking about here, guys? All right. I feel like the Sham Wow today. Sham Wow guy?
It's Vince with Sham Wow. You'll be saying wow every time you use this towel.
Okay, you guys want to see something super cool? Super cool? All right, so this is young Sheldon. Okay, so what's cool is, if you can see it, this is a dark scene, but you can go ahead and like squeeze it and fill up the screen if you want. Now, if I go ahead and you can do like picture in picture, which is cool. That it's like you got this thing that's over here. Now the point, you got all these gestures, you got all this stuff. Is there any porn on there? No. Now I gotta start up Netflix again because I just closed it. Okay, so this is Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it doesn't do the little like squishy in and out because it's already in like 4:3, which like isn't perfect, but this looks like it fills up the whole screen, which is super dope. Super dope. All right, so let's get down to my actual like thoughts on this device. It's amazing. It's great. It's an iPad from 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, and it still rocks. The processor is amazing. You can use it for so many different activities. What I use it for is basically baby TV is really what I use it for, right? You can write up documents, do all that stuff like a laptop, which is awesome and cool. When you go to the airport, you ever go to the airport, you hop on the plane, and then, again, you're just sitting there. You pull down the little thing, and you're like, okay, I got this little tray. You can put that shit right on the tray, and you have beautiful freaking 12.9-inch screen looking at you, watch all the movies. That's what I do when I get onto an airplane. I wait like the 15 minutes before you can throw out devices, and then I put that device out there on my thing, and I just watch movies for 4 hours, 5 hours, however long the flight is. And guess what? I go ahead, slide it back into my backpack when I get off for a layover or whatever, and then boom, I'm sitting in the fucking chair with a dang little tiny thing. Yeah, you could use a laptop. Of course you can, but this is an iPad we're talking about. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and put on a book, turn it into the little long thing, and just start reading my book. Or I can take out my pencil and start drawing if I found it. But again, it's behind the bed probably. Not the point, guys. The point is, I don't use this chipset that, like, I don't use it to its full I don't use it to its full extension. Like, I can't speak. It's not the M1 chip, but it's a pretty dang powerful device. You can go ahead and edit 4K videos off of your iPad, which is wild. Problem is, I have an Android, and I can't file transfer anything from my Android to my iPad without going and hooking my iPad up to a computer, which is so dumb. So I don't use it for file transfer. I don't use it for any of that stuff. I use Google Drive a lot if I'm trying to transfer stuff, but that's a lot to, put all the videos into Google Drive and then go ahead and download I just plug it into my computer, edit videos off of there. So I don't use it for that, but if I had an iPhone, I might. If you are super into the Apple ecosystem, this device might be perfect for you. So I cannot fully recommend it more than I like. If you're looking at it, buy it. But maybe you don't want to buy it. Maybe it's not the right device for you. So let's talk about that really, really quick. All right, so let's talk about other things that you might be looking for if you're looking for an iPad, right? If you're just looking for a cheap tablet to give to a kid, buy like an Amazon tablet, like one of those Fire tablets that are super crappy. But if they break, it's only breaking like $80, right? If you want something nice for yourself, like a Kindle to read on, buy a Kindle, like buy an actual Kindle. It's the best reading experience. I hate reading on my iPad. My friend Jimmy, though, he has the 11-inch one, and he loves reading on it. So maybe this one's just a little too big. Not the point. The point is, I just feel like the e-ink looks better while you're reading than it does on the screen, even with the paper-like thing. That's really just for the feel of the pencil when you're drawing. Not the point. So if you're a reader, get a Kindle. If you're going ahead and need it for a kid, go ahead and get a Fire tablet. Like, those are so cheap comparatively to this, because this is expensive. This is a almost 4-year-old device, right? And it currently is roughly around $850. I have the 512 gigabyte version, so if you went down to like the 128, you might be able to get a better deal, but I don't really recommend it. Please don't get anything under 256 gigs. It's just not worth it. And so when you're talking about this price, $850, well, how much is the new one? Well, all in all, if you went ahead and with my tax here in New Mexico, right, I would be paying $1,512 for the newest iPad with the M2 chip in 512 gigabytes, right? It looks practically the same. The screen's better, has those mini LEDs. It's a beautiful device. It's great, and you love it, and it will work for you for the foreseeable future. Like, I don't see that going out of date anytime soon. Again, you can do all the lovely stuff on it. Now, if you're like, okay, maybe I don't need the new one, what about the 5th generation? Well, the 5th generation is going to put you back $1,250, again, with my taxes here in New Mexico. So $1,512 versus $1,250-ish. And then this with taxes, right, it's going to cost you around $912. So we have a difference of $340 and a difference from the middle one to the last one for $260, right? So what does that mean for you? What that means for you, if you're just going to use a device as a tablet, right, you might be better off looking at a Samsung, right? If you're just there to consume media, you might be better off with a Samsung. They have really nice screens. You can pick them up in $300-400 section, or maybe not an iPad Pro. Maybe get an iPad Air or just a normal iPad. You can get those around $200 depending on which year you get. So that all being said, is this iPad for everybody? No. If you're comparing this to, let's just say, the M1 iPad or the M2 iPad, the 5th or 6th generation, is it worth $600 difference? Unless you're a heavy user, you have a specific use case for something that those devices have that this device doesn't have, then maybe it's worth the $600. Maybe if you're so well off, $600 means nothing to you, get the new one. But if you're looking for a great deal that has the potential and usability of the new devices, but on something a little bit older, something that can save you some more money, this is, again, $600 cheaper than the newest one, and it is a fantastic device. I will not get the 6th generation or the 5th generation iPad because I don't need to. This does everything I needed to do, pulls up things very quickly. Again, going into banking apps, going into Discord, doing whatever you need it to do on an iPad, this device does it, and it's wonderful. I cannot recommend this device more. Now, again, those devices are going to last a little longer. Again, this is coming up on the 4 years here in a few months, and I can't say, hey, this device is going to last as long as it will for you as it did me, because I bought it when it was brand new. I bought it before the 5th generation came out. I bought this brand new as the newest one with the Magic Keyboard when it was super cool, super new, and it's one of my favorite purchases because I use it all the time. I use it every day, at least for watching movies at night and on an airplane, or if I'm going, I'm a big watching something while I sleep fan. So, I'm over in Delaware visiting my sister, and I'm down, in the bedroom going to sleep. Can't put on a TV, but I can pull this iPad out and have video. So maybe I'm just a weird use case, right? Maybe I'm just a crazy dude. Not the point. The point is, if you're looking for something like this, I fully recommend it. Now, the M1 chip has a lot more computing power. And with that, for only $300 more, that one is probably the best middle ground deal between the three of them, I would say. Definitely, I would not recommend the 3rd generation. And yeah, it's like the sweet spot. This is the iPad. Buying it, you will not be mad about it. You have everything that you need except for an audio jack. It's a freaking iPad, Apple. It's an iPad Pro. Like, why can't I have a fucking, I can't have a fucking thing. Talking about it, I forgot to mention, it is not a review on the Magic Keyboard, but there is a USB-C that you can charge the device from. And if you start using this instead of the one on the device, it doesn't have any data transfer or anything. It's just power. But it will save your USB-C from getting more abused. Again, USB-Cs have like 10,000 uses, it says. It's an Apple one, so I'm sure it's going to last a long time. But again, you plug it in once a day, let's just say 365 days, right? Like you're talking about years upon years upon years upon years before that USB gives out. So I don't really like think about it too much, but it's there in case you want to charge it without destroying it. It is a slower charge rate. I don't know what else to say except for I got other videos out there. Go check them out. Subscribe if you're still here watching. And I love you guys. Toodaloo. This is 20 minutes. Holy fucking shit. This is going to suck to edit.